Several high-ranking figures from Iran's reformist camp, which is considered close to President Masoud Pezeshkian, have reportedly been arrested, signaling growing internal tensions within the country's leadership. The detentions are widely seen as evidence of a deepening struggle between those advocating dialogue with the West and hardline factions aligned with Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. According to Iranian sources, the arrests were carried out by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Those targeted include prominent representatives of the reformist wing that has supported renewed negotiations with the United States and opposed further regional escalation. Among the detainees is Azar Mansouri, head of the Reformist Front and Secretary-General of the People's Party of the Islamic Republic of Iran, a political force that played a significant role in Pezeshkian's presidential election victory. Mansouri had previously condemned the deaths of protesters during recent nationwide demonstrations, describing the bloodshed as a tragedy and stating that violence against civilians could not be justified. Also detained were Ibrahim Asgharzadeh, who led the political committee of the Reformist Front, and Mohsen Aminzadeh, a former deputy foreign minister under a previous administration. In addition, two other members of the Reformist Front were reportedly summoned for questioning, suggesting that the scope of the crackdown may expand further. Iran's prosecutor's office accused the detained figures of attempting to destabilize the country. An official statement alleged that they had engaged in large-scale organizational activities in cyberspace and behind the scenes, aimed at undermining political and social stability at a time of external pressure from the United States and Israel. The arrests highlight what appears to be a widening crisis within Iran's political elite. By targeting individuals close to the sitting president, security forces have effectively weakened Pezeshkian's position and underscored that ultimate authority remains with institutions loyal to Khamenei. The increasing pressure on moderates and reformists suggests growing concern within the ruling establishment about internal divisions amid sanctions, economic strain, and rising public dissatisfaction. Last month's nationwide protests were suppressed in what observers described as the most severe crackdown of Khamenei's nearly 4 decades in power. Thousands were reportedly killed or detained as authorities moved to quell unrest. The protests were fueled in part by years of economic hardship, sanctions, corruption, and mismanagement that have eroded living standards and severely impacted Iran's middle class. During the demonstrations, chants directly targeting Khamenei reflected mounting frustration not only with economic conditions, but also with clerical rule itself. At the same time, Iran faces mounting external pressure. With U.S. naval forces present in the region, Khamenei has warned that any military strike ordered by U.S. President Donald Trump would trigger a broader regional conflict. Despite previously rejecting negotiations, he has now allowed Iran to enter talks with Washington over its nuclear program, indicating a shift in strategy under heightened tension. Beyond domestic unrest and diplomatic strain, Iran's strategic position has also been challenged by recent military developments. Israeli and U.S. strikes during last summer's 12-day conflict reportedly inflicted significant damage on Iran's nuclear facilities, missile systems, and broader military infrastructure. Meanwhile, Tehran's network of regional allies and proxy groups, often referred to as the Axis of Resistance, including Hamas and Hezbollah, has weakened in recent years, limiting Iran's influence across the Middle East. Taken together, the arrests of reformist figures, the harsh suppression of protests, and mounting external pressures point to a period of heightened uncertainty within Iran's political system, where internal rivalries and external threats are converging at a particularly sensitive moment.